Hey everyone, back with a quick update. I have 5 records I'm going to show you, 4 of which I got through curbside pickup from a record store just the other day, and then I have another record that I just got yesterday from the mall. But before I begin, I have a couple CDs that I forgot to show you in my last vinyl update, and they are both Record Store Day Canada exclusives. The first is The Sound of True North. And basically, it's just a compilation filled with folk, country, music, that kind of stuff. So I'm not too familiar with any of the artists on here except for the first two, and that being Buffy Sainte-Marie and Bruce Cockburn. Canadian icons. But other than that, it's still a good compilation. Good good CD. And then the other is The Sound of Stony Plain, which is basically music from Stony Plain Records, which is a blues-based, Canadian label. So you got music from the likes of Sass Jordan, Sue Foley, Colin James, Colin Linden, and Luther Dickinson with the Tennessee Valentines, and the Sass Jordan song, Leaving Trunk, from her most recent album, Rebel Moon Blues. It's a fantastic track. That's the definite highlight off this album. Just a great, great tune. And it makes me want to actually go out and buy her most recent album. It's just that good. So yeah. Now onto the records. We have April Wine, self-titled debut album from 1971. And this is a 2020 reissue on purple vinyl. And it's on Aquarius. Now, this isn't considered to be, one of their best albums. Those first 2 albums aren't considered to be their best. They just didn't quite find their sound yet. They just weren't April Wine. It wasn't until their 3rd album, I think, where they really start to gain momentum. When they released Electric Jewels in 1973. That's really where they start to find their sound, I think. And yeah, but regardless, this is it's a good album. It sounds a lot like Led Zeppelin. It's hard rock, heavy metal. It's from a great Canadian rock band. Fast Train, great song. That's the highlight off this album. And another great song is the closing track, Time. Really good blues number. Yeah, so really happy to have this. And then we have Curved Air, Phantasmagoria. Some great progressive rock. It's also, jazz fusion. I think a little bit of jazz fusion. Fronted by Sonia Christina, who was considered to be a sex symbol at the time. The opening track, Marie Antoinette, really, really good opening track. And yeah, really happy to have some Curved Air finally in my collection. The next couple of records are by Wishbone Ash. We have their 2nd album, Pilgrimage. Here's the gatefold. Some great hard rock, prog, folk rock, little bit of jazz fusion. It's a very good album. And they were known for having 2 really good guitar players, that were a part of that whole twin guitar attack. That would, of course, be evident on a lot of other hard rock and heavy metal music going forward into the 70s and beyond, from the likes of Thin Lizzy and Judas Priest. So, yeah, this is a very good album. And I have to show you the record. It's on Decca. It's got some, wear, some scuffs, but all in all, it still plays good. And my intention was not to get this record. I wasn't planning on getting Pilgrimage. My intention was just to get the next record I'm about to show you. That's by Wishbone Ash. And that's this one. And I'm about to show you right here. And that's Argus, which is considered to be their most popular album in their discography. I think it's their breakthrough, if I'm not mistaken. Correct me if I'm wrong. But I know that this is their most popular album. And King Will Come, great track. Now, the thing that threw me off about this, here's the gatefold. So yeah, Andy Powell, Ted Turner, that twin guitar attack, really delivers. And then you got Martin Turner and Steve Upton rounding out the band as the rhythm section. So fantastic. So yeah, the thing that really threw me off was this scratch right here, as you can see, if you can see in the light. It's right there. There's a scratch, and that really threw me off. And basically, I basically just kept thinking, at any moment that record's gonna skip, and I was relieved that it actually didn't, affect play. That scratch didn't affect play or anything, and but I personally like Pilgrimage a little bit more than Argus, but I think if I'd listened to Argus, a little bit more, I think I'll appreciate it. But yeah. And I believe something that I didn't realize about Pilgrimage and Argus is they were both done by Hipgnosis. Something that just went right over my head. That artwork, and especially with Pilgrimage, when you look at that cover, it looks very similar to that of Pink Floyd's soundtrack to the film War. It's got that, Hipgnosis style. So that is so fascinating. It's always been such a fascinating style that I can never wrap my head around how, they pull it off. It's just incredible, So I'm happy to have some Wishbone Ash to add to the collection. And finally, we have Snow Patrol, Final Straw, which I got yesterday. Haven't listened to it yet, obviously you can see. So a funny story is that when I had purchased this, or just prior to me getting this, I just had to go stop and get myself a haircut because, I was in the need of one really badly. And so when I left, I stopped by Sunrise Records just as they were about to open, or I was curious as to whether or not they were open, because due to COVID lockdown part two, malls and non-essential businesses were basically closed. So the malls were open to a limited capacity, but I managed to stopped by Sunrise Records as they were about to open. I found out that I was their first customer since the second lockdown, which was quite surprising. And yeah, so just a funny little story right there. But aside from that, I've been wanting to get this for quite some time, and I'm just really happy to get this. You know, some alternative indie rock, power pop. You know, from the early 2000s. Spitting Games is a great track. That's the reason why I got this, is because of that song in particular. You know, I don't know too much about Snow Patrol. I just know that I really wanted to get this. You know, just as a starting point, in case I ever want to get some more by them. So that pretty much does it for my vinyl finds, or music finds, I should say. If you want to include the 2 CDs that I forgot to include in my last video. So leave a like, comment, subscribe, let me know what you think, and I will be back again in the next month, or in the coming month, with some more stuff. So stay tuned for that. So I'll see you next time. Bye.